everyone, Hexi here. Welcome back to SD Gundam Battle Alliance. Today, we're going to be doing the Gundam Wing mission set on the space battleship Libra, the giant space fortress built by OZ. Now, one of the first things we're going to do in this mission is jump over this switch and ignore it, because if we hit that switch, we won't be able to collect the first chest of the mission. After that, we can throw the switch and continue onward. Now, Narrative Gundam is one of the DLC Gundams, and it comes with 6 beam rifle shots, 3 shield grenades, and a beam saber combo that it can use with both its beam sabers that it can use 2 times. Master Asia's here to help us. It's time for a Gundam fight match. At any rate, this mission's mostly gonna be fighting enemies in very similar looking gray corridors for this mission, so it's not particularly eventful. Now, after we beat these guys, there's a chest hidden in the back corner of the room. We're gonna have to grab that before proceeding. Now, Narrative Gundam, they picked the C parts for it, which are like the most boring version of Narrative Gundam they could have picked. It gives it NTD and not much else. It just, makes it like a Unicorn Gundam Light. They could have given us, like, the A parts, which would have turned it into a mini mobile armor with giant cannons and giant beam sabers and missiles, or used the hyper cannon. Or they could have given us the B parts, which would have given it long-range shoulder cannons, making it more like the Mudrock, but no, we get the C parts, which don't even have all the abilities that they had in the anime. Now in this room, we grab a chest at the back to spawn some enemies, and then, once we defeat all the enemies, it'll spawn another chest, which will allow us to get 2 chests in this one room. And now we can head back and open up that other door that opens the boss room. It's time for our first boss fight of the mission. Ready? Ready's a dick! There's no way I'm gonna lose to this guy. Anyways, some things you need to watch out for is whenever he charges in with his beam saber, this can be a really devastating attack you don't want to get caught by. Here goes the spa! The first of many this mission. Gundam Fighto! And here we go. Next attack you gotta watch out for is this large beam that sweeps across the arena. You want to jump over that whenever it starts firing. And then you also gotta watch out for these beams that he tries to track your movement with. If you're moving, he generally won't hit you, but you should block anyways, because you can't avoid them all. Maybe the Banshee would give you more power if you weren't such a dick, Riddy. At the back of the room is this chest. right next to this hidden ramp that you might miss because the tile set looks so samey. Next, we're gonna go in here to throw a switch to open that pathway. We're gonna have to fight some Leos in here. Like I said, this area has a very similar looking tile set, and if they could just bash level pieces together and make Gundam Wing corridors, why couldn't they have included a level editor? Then we could make our own Gundam maps. I made a pretty mean map back in Doom 2016, so I don't see why I couldn't do it in SD Gundam. With that switch thrown though, and once we mop up these enemies, we can continue to the next area for even more bonus content. Gotta take out this platoon of Virgos. After that, we have a choice. We can continue with the mission, or we can go off to the right side and get some bonus items. And you know me, I'm 100%ing this mission, just to show you all of the money that you can find. Gotta have money! At any rate, in the narrative anime, there was way too much naked space telepathy and not nearly enough giant robot fights. There was all of this talk about souls trapped in machines, and the pilots were throwing around objects like their space powers gave them Jedi mind tricks. Honestly, animes like 08th MS Team, 0080 War in the Pocket, and Stardust Memory are more my style, with their serious military space drama over the Star Wars style space opera. And narrative falls into the latter category, unfortunately. With those two chests in this room picked up, though, we can continue on to the next area. Gotta head down here and throw this switch, and then this one, and then enemies will ambush us. Just be prepared for those enemies to pop out, and you'll be a-okay. If you let them get the surround on you, though, they can do a little bit of damage. I'm playing on hard and they're not doing much. But then again, I've got pretty good parts. Once you grind up your parts, your Gundam will be invincible. Now we're gonna want to turn right here, because if we go straight, it's just gonna bring us into a room with a locked door. But if we go this way, we can work our way back around to the switch, flip it off, and then come back around to enter that room and go through the stupid airlock system that would have been blocking our path before. Now with this door open, we can continue into this cargo area. And now Arthur's gonna join us from Gundam Seed. Now, there are a bunch of enemies here I could fight, but I'm gonna jump on top of these containers and skip them, so that I can get more chests. You know how much I love getting chests and grabbing money. jump down here to the switch, and whenever you go to throw it, the rest of the enemies will spawn in. If you take care of these guys, you'll be able to wipe them all out at once. And I tried to catch 2 enemies at once in my dual beam saber combo there, but I mistimed it and got hit. What a shame. So just be careful whenever you're trying risky maneuvers like that. Now I'm jumping up here to see if the enemies have spawned in yet, but no, the extra force hasn't appeared. You have to defeat a certain number of enemies, and then they spawn in like this. Now you can see on the mini-map that more enemies have spawned in. So I'm gonna wipe up these ground forces, and then take care of the ones that have spawned on the second floor. I'd recommend you not do like me here, where I get hit by homing missiles and block those instead. And then, you're gonna have to jump back up there if you fall off. Just to show that I haven't learned my lesson, I'm gonna get hit by missiles a second time. But like I said, they don't do any damage to me. Okay, now we're gonna flip this switch. We're gonna go through here. To the right would have been the final boss, but we want to collect the last chest over here. That's gonna spawn in more enemies in more great hallways. It's a little difficult to tell where you're going sometimes. Some of these areas are copied and pasted, whole hallways and rooms, so it can be a little confusing. And I thought Arthrin was going to handle that ways for me, but instead it wound up attacking me. Because my other 2 allies went down. Talk about a letdown. All of my allies are letting me down today. And now we're finally ready for the boss fights. Lady Hammond! Here she is in her Kublai. And those funnel attacks can break your guard really easily, so I would recommend dodging them instead of blocking. But if you can't dodge, blocking is a good option. And you're gonna want to use your reversals to break out of her melee grab. There goes spa number 2! Yeah! Like I always say though, dodge then block. Dodge then block. Because you can't avoid everything all the time. Though you can try, you may wind up getting hurt worse. And down she goes. That was a lot of fighting this mission. I'm all worn out. What? You mean there's more fighting? Oh, for fuck's sake. How can you do this to me, game? Looks like I have to fight Ray Zabarel and his Legend Gundam. Okay, here we go. He's gonna use that spinning dragoon attack a lot. It's really easy to see it coming though because the dragoons take so long to deploy. So once you see them collect around him, jump in the air and you should be able to avoid them. I wouldn't recommend dashing in and attacking him with melee just because you may get caught up in his dragoon attacks, but if you do run in to attack him in close range, I'd recommend you tap him once or twice and then back off so you don't get hit. Here goes spa number 3! Go to the spa! And some perfect guards to top it all off. Way to go, Hexi! And down he goes for the count, finishing him off with that spinning saber attack. And that, finally, is that. Whew. It has been a long mission. I hope you all learned some hidden chest locations and that you enjoyed my tactical analysis of the boss fights. Hopefully you join me next time on SD Gundam Battle Alliance. And I'll see you all next time. Ciao for now.